Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment and subscribe. In this video, we are going to talk about salvage in maritime industry. Vessels owners often find themselves in trouble due to problems encountered with their vessels. For example, vessels sink at their dock, causing oil and other pollutants to become discharged into the water. On other occasions, vessels run aground, have problems on a voyage, or are abandoned at sea. When these types of events occur, mariners often need the assistance to clean up or prevent the oil spill, to remove the vessels from the beach, raise the vessel or locate the vessels and return her to store. The General Maritime Law has developed a special body of law entitled the Law of Salvage to handle this situation. Salvage is defined as an action involving a sailor who voluntarily saves life and property at sea. In typically salvage case, a vessel renders assistance to another vessel that has become disabled, but has not yet sunk. To determine that a salvage service as a distinct, for example, from a towing service was performed, a court must find three specific elements: marine peril to vessels being salvaged, service voluntarily rendered, not required by duty or contract, and success in a whole or in a part with the service rendered having contributed to such success. The peril necessary to give rise to a claim for salvage must be present and impending, although it need not be immediate or absolute. The second element is voluntary services. Voluntary service, the sine qua non of marine salvage, is rendered in the absence of a legal duty or obligation. Whatever motive imposed the true volunteer, be it monetary gain, humanitarian purposes, or merely error, it will not detract from the status accorded him by law. A professional salvor is someone or a company that is engaged in a salvage business who maintain vessels and crew especially for this purpose. Their vessels carry special equipment for use in salvage operation. In order to carry out this highly technical activity, the companies maintain expensive vessels, special equipment adapted for salvage purposes, and men of considerable skill and specialty training for this times dangerous work. Although salvage work is their business, the professional salvage company is nevertheless a volunteer when responding to a call for aid. Those professional salvors who perform their services for monetary gain may claim salvage awards. And then the final component is success in a whole or in part, with service rendered by the salvor having contributed to the ultimate success. Lack of success precludes the granting of a salvage award. The underlying rationale for this rule is that the purpose of engaging in salvage operation is to render a beneficial service to the owner of a vessel. When no benefit is conferred, the salvor is precluded from obtaining a reward. Due to danger of the sea and the mutual interest of seamen to transfer sea, notwithstanding its dangers, the law of admiralty for thousands of years have uniformly held that those who voluntarily perform salvage are entitled to be rewarded for this effort. A professional salvor is entitled to a more liberal awards than a chance salvor. This will result from the realization that professional salvors possess unique skills and must maintain expensive equipment particularly suited for dangerous salvage work. Courts have held that in danger to encourage the saving of life and property at sea, the awards decreed to professional salvage company are generally on liberal scale. The skill that comes from long experience, joined with more powerful machinery and devices specially adapted to the purpose in hand, are of more services to an imperiled vessel than is the aid which may be expected from a chance rescuer. To provide such skilled machinery and appliances, and to keep them always ready for instant service, though they might be called for but occasionally, is now regarded as a meritorious act, calling for liberal awards. In recognizing the cost to professional salvors in maintaining vessels and salvage equipment at the ready to conduct salvage operation at a moment's notice, one court said the salvage chief or salvage vessels is kept in readiness at all times for the purpose of going to the assistance of stranded vessels whenever called upon. She is used solely in salvage work and is apparently the only purely salvage vessel in the United States not assisted by government subsidy. As has been held by courts generally in the past, one who maintains an expensive salvage vessels with expensive salvage equipment thereon, as in the case of a salvage chief, and who also maintains the vessels and equipment at a great expense at all times for the purpose of being able to promptly go to the relief of a stranded vessel, as in case of the salvage chief, is entitled to a more liberal salvage award than the mere casual salver. Were it not so, there would be no encouragement to the owner of such professional salvage vessels to provide such available salvage equipment and to maintain it always in available status. One must also note that the salvage chief is called upon to perform salvage services only from time to time as the need arises. Nevertheless, the cost of maintenance of salvage chief with her crew and in state of readiness goes on day after day. At a time when the island cities, the salvage vessel was taken professional of the western port, the latter vessel was not in the possession, actual or constructive, of her own crew or of any salver. She was a derelict in the true sense of a law of salvage. She lay in an open sea, held by insufficient anchor, surrounded by shoals, dismasted, without a rudder, and with no one on board. She was deserted, abandoned, forsaken. In our law, the word derelict has not the intense significance which it bore in the civil law. It does not mean that the owner has renounced a title, but merely that the thing has been deserted. Though it may be with the hope of returning, the test is not the hope but the power of resuming possession. In the case of derelict vessels, the title remains in the owner, with a temporary right of occupancy for salvage in the winter. It is doubtful if the crew of these vessels could have been compelled to return. Their ability to do so certainly depend on the weather and other circumstances that increased the perils of the park made their return less probable. Another important factor to take into consideration in determining the amount of the salvage award is that an abandoned vessels present an obstruction to navigation and is a likely danger to commerce. A vessel adrift that abandoned in shipping lanes has held to be derelict property for salvage purposes. Maritime salvage is a necessary part of a daily life on the water. Without people and companies willing to engage in salvage activities, lives, cargo, and vessels will be lost. Salvage is a very unique area of the maritime law, as Scott Bussin has handled numerous vessel salvage cases and has firm understanding of the general maritime law on salvage. I think that's all the information that I can share to you guys about salvage maritime. I hope you can take advantage from the video that I've shared to you. Don't forget to give like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.